Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets, and today we're going to be taking a look at this JLA Salvation Run trade paperback. Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. I just wanted to show off this little Salvation Run trade paperback. I remember this book coming out, I don't know, almost over 10 years ago, probably over 10. It's written by Bill Willingham, Matthew Sturges, art by Sean Chen and Walden Wong. And this was a little mini series. I think it was going on around the time of Final Crisis, I want to say, because it has Darkseid in it. But I remember picking this up in single issues and loving it. So I recently went to a road show that my local comic book shop put on, where they basically had a bunch of like trades and stuff. And there was a lot of Marvel stuff there. I'm not gonna lie, too much Marvel for me. Joe Bennett does some stuff in here as well. Mostly it's Sean Chen, I believe. But I remember having this in single issues and thinking it was really, really cool. So I picked it up and I'm excited to reread it. But basically it's like, what if the villains of the DC universe were shoved off on a planet far, far away. Yeah, this is from 2008. So the series probably came out in 2007. So after Infinite Crisis, yeah, it's probably Final Crisis time. But they're shoved off on a planet and left to fend for themselves. What would happen? So you got different villains creating factions. You got Luthor, Joker. I think that's Simon right there. This psychic guy. You got Cheetah. All these guys, Giganta. Is this Thunderbolt? Is that guy's name? I remember reading him in the Terror Titans. But they're fighting lizards and dinosaurs, and you got Bane and Deadshot, basically members of the Secret Six at the time, also here trying to figure out how to survive. So you have different factions rise up. So it's a really cool like character study on just the characters of the DC villains. You got Chemo over here. I know the light is kind of shining all on the wrong side of the page. I thought I moved this table to get away from that. Maybe I didn't. I'm sorry. But yeah, I thought it was a really, really fun series. So it's just fun to go to Comic-Cons sometimes and pick up hidden gems like this. Will this ever get reprinted? Probably not. I mean, I don't think people have talked about Salvation Run since it was coming out, really. It's not that beloved. It's not that much of a classic or anything, but it is a fun little series. So if you do see it in trade paperback form, or look at that beautiful cover, or you see it in a dollar bin or single issues or whatever, seek it out. I think it's really, really fun. Here's the Parademons at the end. This is why I think it was coming out around Final Crisis time. But they put the JLA cover, title on it, because it was, that way you could sell it in bookstores as a JLA thing, because just Salvation Run doesn't really mean anything to anybody. But you put JLA on it for the collection, kicking stuff again, and now people have something to tie it to. So that's why it's called JLA Salvation Run on here. But yeah, I can't wait to reread this. I think it pretty much stands alone. I don't remember there being a whole bunch of setup for it, nor was there any really fallout. It just kind of exists on its own. Here you got Martian Manhunter. I think he's the only hero that actually shows up in this book. I mean, Catwoman, I guess, is a hero or a villain, depending on who's writing her. But, yeah, I think this ends right before Final Crisis technically starts up. So maybe, I can't remember if this was like referenced in Countdown to Final Crisis, that abomination of a weekly series, or not. But, you do have Darkseid and the Parademons and stuff over here. Calabac. I think Calabac makes an appearance somewhere. But yeah, whole lots of fun with these DC villains going at each other for no reason other than basically someone decided to throw them in the Hunger Games or something like that. So beautiful art by Sean Chen, Joe Bennett. Highly underrated art. I mean, Joe Bennett was underrated, and then he did Immortal Hulk, and now he's like a superstar, and then shot himself in the foot with his political leanings, airing it out. So, like I said, just keep your opinions to yourself, and you'll keep on working. But Sean Chen, I think, hadn't really done a whole bunch before this. I mean, he'd done a run on Iron Man or whatever, but he hadn't really come out of the woodwork, so to say, and been a very prolific artist up until, right before then. And then they were like, the return of Sean Chen. Here's Joe Bennett stuff. And then he knocks it out of the park on here. And I don't remember what he did after this to follow it up. I can't really name something else that he's done, to stay busy or anything like this, that I'm like, someone's like, hey, tell me a Sean Chen book. And I'll be like, Iron Man, Salvation Run? Like, So, Sean Chen, where are you? Come back to work. You're a phenomenal artist. It's really, really good stuff. Here's Grodd and what's this guy? Monsieur Mala, right? From the Doom Patrol villains. So yeah, big fun book. Like I said, it's fun. If you see it, check it out. If you don't see it, go find it elsewhere. I'm not even sure if this is on digital, like if it's on Comixology or not. But yeah, I'm glad to have it. So Salvation Run, it's a fun little book. I had a good time reading it the first time when it came out in single issues, and now I get to keep it and reread it here in trade paperback format. So there you have it. Thank you guys for watching my little comic find. We'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.